Hello, my friends. So, at this point, you have already listened to the book Spots by Diane Albert, and you should have watched something about George Seurat, who mastered using pointillism as an art form. For this week's project, we are going to complete a pointillism project. Now, as you can see here, I have assembled many art materials because everyone has different things at home. So I just like to show you that this is possible with whatever materials that you have. So what I have here today is I have crayons, I have markers, I have oil pastels, I have bingo dabbers, and I have paint. This would also work with colored pencils or even just a regular pencil to make dots. There's no need to have color. Some art can be in black and white, and some of that is the most amazing artwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you using each different material that I have, how I can make a simple shape using the pointillism method. So taking a crayon right here, just by making dots, and sometimes I have to turn the crayon, sometimes I'll have to face it a different way. It makes sense to maybe do a few times around. And I'm going to fill in to create a whole circle. And pointillism doesn't always have to be in a row. They can be layered on top of one another. Maybe I'd like to use a different type of blue. Add that in there as well. I've created a simple circle using pointillism, using crayons. Next up, that everyone really loves to use are oil pastels. I'm not sure who might have them at home, but if you have them, it is an option. Taking my oil pastel, again, just making dots. Not every dot is going to appear as a circle. And I'm going to make sure to fill in my design. I'm not going to just create an outline, and it often helps to use different shades or tints of that specific color. That means to use the lighter and darker versions as well. If I'm using purple, I've now used a dark purple, a light purple. I'm going to add in a little bit of a purple that's a bit darker. Next up is markers. Markers are going to be one of the easier methods for this, as they already have a pointed tip. This is easiest to see, which might be helpful. It's also easy to make outlines using markers for pointillism, but I still like to fill everything in. And again, it doesn't have to be in a row or a line. All I'm doing is repeatedly pressing my marker up and down, touching the paper. I'm not jabbing the paper. It's going to eventually break our markers, and we don't want to do that. So I'm making sure just to use soft motions as I press down. I'm adding in another color. I don't have a different shade red marker, but this would be a nice way to blend, give a little bit more depth to my pointillism square. Oh, it's kind of like a rectangle. Okay. So next up are bingo dabbers, and I'm not sure who would have them in their homes. Not everyone does. Cool thing with a bingo dabber is it's already shaped as a circle. So I just have to press down to create a dot. And again, I can color that in with more dots. I don't want to overlap them too much. I want people to see that I have used dots to create that. So far, I've made a circle with crayons, made a triangle with oil pastels, I made a square with markers, and I've created a rectangle using bingo dabbers. Last but not least, I have paint. And paint, you can use liquid paint, which is very easy to use. These are our discs. And all I have to do is add a little bit of water to make those discs work. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on there. And the cool thing with painting is you don't actually need to use a paintbrush for this. A Q-tip is actually one of the best materials that you can use. So I'm just going to mix my paint a little bit, get that working. I'm able to create perfect dots using the Q-tip. It's a nice, easy method to do some quick pointillism painting. Easy cleanup too, because we can just throw out that Q-tip when we're done with it. So there you have it, boys and girls. This is how you can create pointillism drawings using any materials that you have in your home. Have fun!